sure you do better if you do it. You can like edit it and all that, and then just what's normal here you don't catch there. Good.
Yep, we're recording. Let's do this.
Sweet. So that took us a little while.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Well, we're good to go now.
We're good to go. That was a lot of setting up. Our fault. We should have just did it beforehand.
Hi, welcome to TMP. This is Christian.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Jared Alvarez.
Hi, Jared. So how are you doing today, Jared?
I'm doing good.
We've been here for a little while at TMP, so for the people who don't know, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get to become Jared you are today?
That's a long story.
Yeah.
So let's start with this. I am the children's director here at the Meeting Place Church. I'm also one of the leaders with the media department, me and Christian. I also run the coffee bar, so if you come visit, we've got a coffee bar for you.
And it's actually good coffee. We worked at Starbucks, we know it's good.
Yeah.
My favorite brew though from Starbucks, Guatemala, easily. I like medium to darken it. No, yeah, it has like a subtle cocoa and like spice. So if anyone from Starbucks is watching, I know my coffees. I don't got that black apron, but I know my coffees.
About 4.5 years ago, I was living in LA and I moved back home, and a friend of mine kept bugging me to come here, and I was like, dude, like, I got a church. I'm part of the staff on that church. I can't. Yeah, like every time we work together at Starbucks, like, hey, when you come visit my church, when you can come? Like, bro, I got a church.
So I was in school all the time, like, bro.
One day, Kim went up on the altar and said, hey, we need help with the kids. He wants to help with the kids. And I'm sitting there in the back seat and I was like, God, I know you're calling me to do this. I've been feeling it for like a month, but no, like, I don't want to do the kids. I don't. And she's like, so if anyone wants, just come talk to me after service and, we'll discuss it. So throughout Doug's entire sermon, I was not even paying attention. Could not tell you what it was about because I was having like a spiritual battle with God. I was like, I am not I'm not going to be in charge of the kids. I can't. It's not going to happen. And so then at the end of service, Kim went up there one more time and she was like, just wanted to reiterate that we're looking for a children's director. If you guys know anybody, or if any of you are willing to step up, come talk to me. And as soon as she stepped off the stage, I stood up and I walked straight to her. And I was like, I need to talk to you. And she was like, about what? I was like, I'm the one you're looking for. She goes, what? I was like, yeah, God's been talking to me all morning long. I'm the person. And she's like, oh my gosh, she was super excited. She was like, wait a minute, why are you not excited about this? It's like, I've been having a battle with it for like a while now. She's like,
because I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but you know what? It's been a huge blessing. It's huge. Like, it's definitely challenged me spiritually to, stay in my word, to keep up my prayer life, and just make sure I'm right with God. Because if I'm not, working the best on myself, how can I represent God for these kids?
Exactly. You were talking about how like God said, like you were battling, no, God's the way you're doing it. And one thing I've seen, at least with my life and throughout like just biblical history, because it's one thing to say we do, but like the Bible is the standard. If it's not backing it up, is how a lot of people you see, they're like, I'm not qualified. It's not me. And God's like, no, I chose you because you're not. Like, He doesn't want people. I feel like God will purposely, for better or for worse, on our part, will choose people who don't necessarily want to. Because if you don't want to, you don't feel like you can a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
Just to show that He has the power. And I think part of it is purposely because like we feel inadequate. So when we get there and we do it, we know without a doubt it's not me. Trust me, like I couldn't do this. And I think God's good in that way. I think He's good at pulling you and doing the things you think you can't and making that your specialty,
How did you become a Christian, and what is it that drives you to seek God?
To really condense this, because we'll be here for a while. Typical church kid. Grew up in church. My parents ran children's church. I knew of God my whole life. And I'll say at some point, I had a relationship with God when I was younger, and it was cool. But when I got to about 8th grade, I was like, I just want to do my thing. There's a spiral effect where I walked away and this got so out of hand. It's like got into like drugs. It's like I got kicked out of schools for drugs. Yeah, stuff like that. And I remember getting to a place where like I hated God because I just blamed it on him. I remember it was like that for a while. I got kicked out of the school I was going to go to. I ended up going to the previous church I was at where I met my mentor. I remember he would just talk to me about life and stuff, and it started to get through. And never once was the same thing. Never once did he mention, you need this. It was he just talked to me about life. He talked about his relationship with God, about who God was. And I guess his idea was he knew I knew I needed God, but I think it was well, let's show him who God really is. So he just started talking about that. Then I started going to Emmanuel, which is an amazing school. I love that school so much. And I remember there was about a month before like it happened, like the change. And where I was like trying, and it was more like God just forgive me, and I was trying to mess up, It's like a month, and I remember exactly like, I remember just, I don't know what I said different though, because it was the same prayer I said every time, God forgive me. I just kind of said like, look, I'm just kind of done with this. I need something. Like, just like that. It wasn't like, God. It was just like, I just need something. I was getting tired of this struggle. Like, I felt like that, like, this weight was lifted off me that was there, like, for years, and I was like, wow. And I remember looking at my mom, because me and my brother said, hey, because it was Saturday, I was like, are we going to church tomorrow? Like, and my brother's like, shut up. And I just had this real crave for knowledge of just who God is, and another thing was, the moment I got saved, like, I legit got saved, I got thrown straight into youth ministry, whether for better or worse, because my pastor was like my father figure. He's like, well, you want to be in it, go. He just threw me straight into it. But something like I keep coming to in like really big time, the desperation for other people that I talk to, is I really want people to see Jesus for themselves. But like one thing like I always tell people is like, we're normal, because like we're like normal people. We have lives outside of church. Not that like God stops, like we're not just church people. We like do stuff like, you know. I'm really big into like martial art, like boxing, MMA, so that's something I've done for like my life. It's like a better part of 7-8 years. I got into it real young, just I don't know what it was. It was intriguing. Actually, I remember I first got into it because we got like the video game bit,
Right.
And it just kind of it was something I wanted to try. It was just an obsession that grew. It was just like I've always asked God, like, what do you have for me in this? And I've seen like throughout it, like besides the fact that I really just enjoy this training, fighting, and all that. How God works in things that I don't even like. I'm under training. I'm trying to get ready to fight someone, dude. Like I'm trying to get like mentally prepared to start to hurt someone. Like seeing how God still finds a way to work through like these conversations. So yeah, that's that. I'm a fanatic about martial arts. I like playing bass guitar here and there, but like those are the things. I don't really do much outside of like fighting in church. Like that's basically my life, and coffee. Like pretty simplistic. Is there anything you'd like to say, I guess, for anyone who will watch this? I guess not watching it. We ain't live yet. We're getting there.
If you want to get involved, let us know. If there's anything that you want to do, let us know. We'll plug you in somewhere.
Below, we're going to have a link to our website, the link to our social medias, our Instagram, our Facebook. We'll have an email address in there for TMP. Any questions, email it. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And yeah.
Or leave a comment and we can reply to that.
Leave a comment. If it's constructive criticism, cool. Don't put the thumbs down. Thumbs up.
Yeah. If you have any problems with this video, pray about it.
Sorry. Sorry. It's our first one, man. It's grace. Anyways, love you. Till next time.